It must be if I'm broadcasting at the weekend, and this is my interview with Joshua T Berglan. And to introduce both of us, I'll drop that card off the screen and say, hello, Joshua. Nice to meet you.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. It's the end of our day here in Wiltshire in the UK. We've taken a walk out to Stonehenge, and that was a glorious afternoon.
Wow.
But it's only 20 miles down the road, so it's on the doorstep.
Who can say that? I assume everyone lives in California that does this, but I guess I'm wrong. This is unbelievable.
Yeah, I've got I'm doing a marathon next week, so I've got to get some training in. And my partner Angelica is making sure that I do. I'm not running a marathon. Don't get the wrong idea. I'm just walking a marathon. Anyway, we're here today to talk about your show. And can you tell us basically, to start this, because the show is called Morning Gratitude.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What are you grateful for?
Oh, man. Well, today is my birthday. So
oh, wow.
I'm grateful that at 39 years old, I feel younger than I ever have. And my daughter, who's here right now from Oklahoma, she's part of the same leadership academy that I am. She's graduating round one tonight, but just really grateful for the fact that, you know, I was able to do the work that I needed to do in my life for my daughter to come back into my life and be, not just a part of it in a, she's an integral part of my life, like moving her life here. And we're going to get to spend the rest of our days until she goes off and gets married together. But just to have her back in my life and to feel that love and just the feeling of just pure joy, that's in relation to someone else and not me is one of the coolest feelings in the world. I mean, I've been like a crying douche the last few days, just with so much pride and just being blown away with her wisdom and knowledge and just how much I'm learning from her. And she's 18. It's just been an incredible blessing. So like, I would be remiss to say that, that is definitely what I'm grateful for today. There's so many more things too, but that would be the staple of what I'm grateful for today.
Thank you. And a big first of all, happy birthday. And thank you for joining me on your birthday.
Thank you very much.
That shows your commitment to live broadcasting, which we'll talk about later on. So to everybody who's joined us, thank you. If you've got any questions for Joshua, then please ask them. Yeah. Joshua and I literally connected, because of the hub, and we'll talk about the live video hub as well. But we've got a first comment, and it's from Erin Strayer, and Erin's saying, super interested in what leadership academy you're in. Okay, do you want to take that?
Oh, cool. Yeah, so it's a leadership emotional intelligence. It's called the Ascension Leadership Academy. It's based in San Diego, California. It's an absolute incredible organization. I'm in my level 3, weekend 3. Right now, we're doing an amazing community service project called the Holistic Learning Sanctuary Foundation, which is helping people with PTSD or veterans with PTSD addiction issues. It's basically helping them learn the different skills so they can get integrated back into society. So it's an incredible learning center we are building from the ground up. And so we just get to do a lot of amazing things in this community, but really it's all centered around emotional intelligence, but also the leadership side of it is because, look, we are all leaders. Every one of us have that in us to be a leader. And being a leader doesn't always mean being the person out front and being the main guy. Sometimes you can lead from behind, but just getting to learn how we all fit into society and how we get to work together. And instead of the hierarchy of climbing up the corporate ladder, it's really about creating a world where everybody wins. We all collaborate. We all work together. We all help our fellow man. When our man's down, we help him up. And I say man, I mean man and woman. And it's really about empowering others to be your greatest self. So that Leadership Academy has been an absolute blessing, and it's been an integral part in my transformation. Outside of my faith, that Leadership Academy has helped me break through limiting beliefs in such a powerful way, because I have a very big vision for my life and the world that I want to create. And honest to God, I don't think I could do it. I would have been able to do it without this academy and the community and everything I've learned there.
So that's, if I spelt it correctly, that's the Ascension Leadership Academy.
Leadership. It's LEADERSHIP.
This is the joys of live broadcasting.
It's okay. I'm a dyslexic mess sometimes, so you should see how I spell. I can't pronounce anyone's last names when I introduce them on the show. I'm like, right. Okay, forgive me. Okay. I have no idea how to pronounce your last name, and it's like Smith or something like that. So yeah. All good.
Yeah. All good. Well, if you could put a link in afterwards, that would be most helpful. And Erin's saying that she is a graduate too, and SD11.
Oh, wow. SD11. What's up? How amazing.
That's okay. Wow. Serendipity.
Oh my God. My 18-year-old daughter is in it right now. She graduates level 1 tonight. So how cool. Oh my gosh. Okay. This is always great when we meet somebody because we kind of have our own language and they understand what it means when you say everybody wins. And it's a very genuine thing because we really believe that every one of us have greatness inside of us, and it's about getting there and breaking through the limiting beliefs. So it's so she knows what it's all about, and it's an absolute blessing what it does in people's lives, including mine.
Right, now you said having your own language, and
that's it right there.
Okay,
Bonnie experienced that last night, so it's very special. It's so funny that a lot of us have, we all have limiting beliefs, I believe, because, something like when we're a kid and we're dancing and beating on the pots and pans and, and someone tells us to stop making all that noise. Well, instead of maybe looking at it like, well, maybe that's the next Tommy Lee or John Bonham, and like we're told, like if somebody's singing in the shower, oh, your voice sounds terrible, then they stop. But what if that was really their gift to the world? And so our childhood it's amazing how our childhood can just shape the lives that we end up living. And it's usually a life that was not really meant for us. I'm a man of faith, but a lot of us, we pick our religion because of what our parents, we pick our politics because of our parents, everything that we choose in life is because of what we were told. But maybe that is not our gift. Maybe that's not what we were created to do. Maybe every time we go into this corporate 9-to-5 job and we just feel empty. Yeah, we're making $500,000 a year or whatever you're making, but you feel empty, like you have no purpose. And it's like, what am I doing? And you're miserable. How is someone miserable making $500,000 a year? I'll tell you why. Because they're not living their God-given purpose. And when you're not living your purpose, it's misery. It's pure hell. So this academy and this work is what allows you to really go, no, this is my life, and I choose to live this way. I choose to love everyone. I choose to open my heart to love and feedback and to learn and to be the best version of me. That's what it's all about.
Understood. And I'm listening and learning. And say hello to Mike Phillips, who's joined us as well. So welcome, Mike. And then welcome everybody who's come along. And Mike has just commented to confirm that he's here. And success and fulfillment are not the same. Do you want to take that?
Oh, I absolutely do. I absolutely do. I would rather live a fulfilled life than be successful. But ultimately, I think being fulfilled is success. But success is not fulfillment, if that makes sense. So having a full heart and being full every day. My journey back from being homeless and my story is a little messed up, which is really my show. Morning Gratitude is not a fluffy show by any means. It's not all sunshine and rainbows, but it is gratitude through everything. It is showing gratitude, even when the doors get slammed in your face. It's gratitude when you're down on your back going, how am I going to get out of this? It's gratitude through it all. And I've been on this journey getting back on my feet. But I got to tell you, every day I take a step towards my purpose. Every single day. Maybe it's a step this big, or maybe it's jumping off a freaking bridge. But the point is this. Every day I do that, my heart is full. I'm able to love. I'm able to receive love. I'm able to, carry on my mission and what I feel called to do. And that is all by every single day taking at least a step towards my purpose. And that for me is fulfillment. That is joy. Doesn't mean I'm a millionaire. Doesn't mean that I'm a huge, wild success and professionally. It doesn't, because I'm on my journey. Like what I'm doing is, but I know where I'm at is exactly where God wants me. And that's all that matters. And that gives me the confidence every morning when I wake up at 5 a.m. and start my day, start my morning routine. I'm moving forward every single day. And that's what it's all about. That's life. And look, even when you get there, even when we get to the top of the mountain, like, and we all strive for that, right? Like we have a level of success we see in our head. Well, once you get there, guess what? You're gonna find a new level. It's like you never get there, but it's the journey that is so much fun. And if that journey towards your purpose is really what it's all about. That is where you get to see God's miracles. That's where you get to see blessings upon blessings. And guess what? Your purpose, the best thing about it is your purpose has nothing to do with you. It's about other people. Every one of us are given a gift. Every single one of us are given this amazing gift. Mine's vision. And I love it. I used to be scared of it and run from it. Like, oh, I'm crazy. These things are crazy. But no, now I embrace it. But every day, like it's so wonderful to be able to use this gift that God gave me to help other people. And that is what's fulfilling. I remember a time in my life, though, that I used my gifts for me. And that's also when I was, ended up in jail 6 times, was homeless, suffered with addiction and mental illness and God knows what else. And nearly died multiple times. I mean, I wasted my gifts because I was using it for me. I was using it because I was angry and I was hurt. I was molested by men and women as a kid. I was abandoned by my sisters who I had no idea why they left, but they left because of something that happened with my father. I was physically abused by my father, verbally abused, and like all of these things happened, but eventually it began to poison my soul and make me that monster that hurt me. And, by the grace of God, I was able to turn my life around. And it took, I'm a stubborn guy. I'm a strong-willed, like, even though every time I failed and every time I screwed up, I'd still find a way to get up because I'd see this vision of what I was going to do in this world. For some reason, I was stupid enough to get up. But it wasn't until I fell in love with doing the work to help me stay on the track that I really wanted to be on towards my purpose. It wasn't until I fell in love with doing the work of what it was going to take to get there that I started to transform. And then all of a sudden, these little miracles started to happen in my life. I have a relationship with my daughter now. That's the biggest thing for me. The success and all of that's great, but honest to God, for me, it's having my heart full because my daughter's back in my life. That is everything to me.
Wow. Powerful retelling of your own story. And I suppose that brings us on to the question of what gave you your idea for the show?
Oh, man. So for me, it started with, a real backstory. So around, it was January. I was asked to go on Fox Business, and I filmed a segment. I'm sorry, October. I went to Fox Business, filmed in New York, and I just got done being homeless, and they called and asked me if I would do an interview about my company and what we do, and I said, yeah, sure, I'll be there. And I didn't really have the money to go, but I got scrappy and found a way to fly to New York and found a place to stay, and went up there and filmed, and never done TV before. And then all of a sudden I had the opportunity. I did it, and they were like, oh my God, this is amazing. Would you like to do your own show? I'm like, well, yeah, as long as I get to do it, I want to do something real and authentic. And they were like, yeah, sure, no problem. Long story short, it fell through. So I was extremely butthurt. I mean, I'm just like, oh my God, I thought I made it. Thought I was back on the track again. I'm like, I'm on my way. I'm going to be able to make this vision come true. I'm going to be able to help people around the world. This is it. And it fell through. And I was so hurt. Oh my God, it was the worst feeling. Anyway, that happened. And then around that time, I saw my friend start a 365 daily gratitude challenge. And I was so inspired by it. I go, you know what? I'm going to take it a step further. I'm going to start doing live videos saying what I'm grateful for. And so I started it, and it was like 5 minutes, 6 minutes, sometimes 15 minutes. Hey, Robert Stern, what's up, my man? And it was all over the place. And then right when I moved to San Diego, another miracle story, I went and heard T.D. Jakes talk at the Rock Church. And there was two things that he said to me that hit home for me was, one, the blessing is in the breaking. Think about that. Like the breaking, when you feel broken, you feel hurt, you feel down and out, you feel like, oh my God, the world's against me. That's where the blessing is. And I heard that, I just immediately started weeping, because I was like, yeah, this makes sense of everything that I'm going through right now and have gone through, self-inflicted or not. And and then the next thing was, I heard him talk about an airplane trying to land with one wing. And he goes, you can focus on the fact that you only have one wing. The pilot can, right? Well, it's like, oh crap, I only have one wing. Guess what? You're going to crash and die. Or you could focus on, I have one wing and I'm going to land this plane. I'm going to keep everybody safe. I'm getting us home. When I heard that, I interpreted that message of, I don't have any money. I don't have a director. I don't have a producer. I don't have a soundboard. I don't even have a microphone. But you know what I do have? I have probably the world's greatest Rolodex. I have some of the most interesting people on the planet. I have all of these Facebook friends, and I'm going to go, you know what? I'm going to start intentionally doing this show. And I'm going to do it. I'm going to set a time. I'm going to promote it. I'm going to prove this concept works. So then Morning Gratitude with the mayor started. And the mayor is, they call me the world's mayor. And it's because of I love connecting people. I love elevating other people. I have a lot of different resources and relationships and entertainment and skincare and beauty and products and distribution and filmmaking and like every industry you can imagine, I have connections. And I never, ever sell anything to anybody because I don't like sales. I like to connect people. I like to put people together and help them create win-win situations. So that's why they call me the mayor. Because I just, and when I walk the streets of Little Italy, everyone knows who I am because I talk to everybody. I talk to the homeless people. I talk to the restaurant owners. I talk to everybody. It's just this is what I like to do. And I've been like that since I was a kid. So when I saw that, I started looking for platforms, and Be Live out of the, like, I don't even know how it appeared, but it was like it was magic. Be Live appears. And then I'm going, hey, this looks easy and fun. So part of when I set up the show, I started using Be Live straight from the jump, because you could write on the screen as you're doing now. And I'm like, this software is fantastic. I can produce the show myself. I don't need anybody. A friend paid for me to use the software. So I'm like, screw it, let's do it. So now I produce the show on myself. And so I started, doing Facebook and treating it like a real show. Eventually, for branding purposes, I changed the show to Joshua T Berglan's Morning Gratitude, because I speak on stage. I'm writing a book. I'm doing different things. So it's like, okay, people don't know who the mayor is yet, so I'm going to use my name. So I did that. But then also, the other thing that I figured out too is, after I got asked to be on the radio, I joined a radio station, and I'm using Be Live, and the show grows. Well, my first week in radio, I was so excited because it was a childhood dream. I just never knew it was possible. And I get on the radio, I get fired on the weekend off because I got asked to be on another radio show, and I said yes, thinking it would do nothing but help the other show. And they fired me because of a conflict of interest. Right. So, dream over. And then I go, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to find a way to get on iHeartRadio myself. And so I just started doing research, found out how to get on iHeartRadio. And now I'm on over 21 platforms. And it's really all because of what Be Live allowed me to do. So even on my podcast and live stream, I always talk to the Facebook audience and the Be Live audience, because that's what I'm used to doing. So even on the radio, I'm still talking to Facebook. So it's a lot of fun.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're going 1,000 miles an hour here.
Yeah.
Because you're doing 4 shows a day?
Sometimes I do 4, sometimes I do 3, sometimes 2, sometimes just 1, but I tend to do more than 1 show every day because I love it. My dream is a childhood dream. I was this 7-year-old kid that sat in front of the TV watching infomercials, watching Larry King, watching Oprah. I was just really in Pitchman, like on the Home Shopping Network. I love sharing people's stories. I love the art of telling a story but sharing it from a very authentic place. Like, I enjoy doing that. So my dream is always to be like my own version. Well, to be honest with you, I want to be my own version of TD Jakes. I love speaking from stage. I'm in a movie coming up. I like doing the entertainment side of things, but being a mouthpiece for the voiceless is what I care the most about. I want to go to the darkest corners of the world and help bring people out of the shadows and into the light, because truthfully, the only way that you can ever find true joy is in truth. And 98% of the truth is not the truth. It's just not. When I started my show, I was sharing 98% of the truth. And like, things were going well, the show was growing, it was great, but I felt like God kept saying, you're missing out here. And I couldn't figure out why so many things were falling apart, like business deals were falling apart, things were falling apart. And I thought it's because I was sharing I thought I was sharing enough of my truth, and I was trying to test the waters with it. And so I was losing all of these endorsements or these business opportunities because I was telling my story. But there was 2 parts that I was not sharing that really, really mattered. And I could tell by the ways that I wasn't blessed. And the fact that, this Leadership Academy, what it did for me was help me understand that my truth is the only thing that really matters. And I got the courage and the strength. Okay. I'm sorry, my daughter's talking to me. Yeah, just a second.
Right. I'll take over for a moment while Joshua's talking to his daughter, and when he gives, and Joshua's back now. Okay.
Sorry about that. So 98% of the truth is not the truth. And when I finally got the courage and the strength to go, you know what, people love me for who I really am, I decided that I was going to share, not just to that group, but also on my radio show, that the part that I had been hiding that, I was so scared to reveal was that I had HIV. And also that, not only was I abused, but I became the abuser. And I for the first time, authentically shared my 100% truth and what my real history was. I mean, I was being real. I just wasn't sharing everything. And it wasn't until I got the courage to share 100% truth that I really understood what blessings were. I didn't understand what love was until I shared truth. My daughter would not have come into my life if I had not stood in truth. I would not be able to have the friendships and the relationships and the respect and be in the position to be the leader that I am until I was willing to stand in truth. And the best thing about the truth, as my friend Lauren Harris says, the truth is the only thing that remains the same. Life is a lot easier living in truth because you don't have to worry. I don't have to worry. Like when I become famous, and I'm not saying that to be cocky, but it is part of what I'm going to do in this world will make me quote unquote famous and well known. Let's put, okay, how about that? Well known, very well known globally. And part of that is that I always shot myself in the foot before is because I was afraid that somebody would blackmail me for my past. You see what celebrities, people find out that they've, have a secret life. Like I was like, I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to get embarrassed, but I was too scared to live in truth. The moment I decided to live in truth was when I actually go, oh my God, I'm loved, and I get to use this for the benefit of other people. I get to use my past shame, my past hurt. I get to use that to empower other people to save them from living a life of self-hate and freaking sometimes self-torture. And so by going into the darkest corners of the world and working with nonprofits of everything from mental health to sex abuse to physical abuse to homelessness and poverty, to working with all these organizations and mentorship, which is the most important thing in the world that we can do, is mentor our youth to keep them from making the same mistakes that we made. You can only do that by living the truth. And so I want to do this, and I'm going to do this, and I'm starting to do this all over the world, because I want to bring people out of the shadows so they can ultimately start using their pain for purpose. And that is how we'll change the world. We're not going to change the world by bombing countries. We're not going to change the world by discriminating people based on their sexual preference or the fact that they, we're not going to change the world by judging and dividing. Republican, Democrat, whatever you are, independent, that division is not what's going to change the world. It's by realizing that we are all God's children. We are all created equal. We don't all get equal circumstances, but the fact is this: we're all the same. We all get to work together. We all get to look out for our fellow man. We all get to leave this world a better place than we left it. And that the only way that happens is by living your truth and using your God-given gifts, the gifts that you did not earn. None of us earned our gifts. We didn't earn it. We can sharpen our skills, but we didn't earn it. We were given it. We were blessed with it. So by that blessing, it is our duty to use our gifts on behalf of other people, period. And that is how we'll change the world. And I intend with everything in me to plan on being the guy that leads that charge, along with the community of people that I love dearly. That's what it's about.
Yeah. So community is important in this.
Yeah, it's everything. Your tribe. I used to kind of douche out with that word tribe, but it makes so much sense, is that we get to find people that are like-minded. The only way, if you ever feel uncomfortable, I'm going to the audience something, like everybody that's listening and watching right now, the thing that is so challenging is with relationships is that if you don't trust who you're with, it's real hard to move forward. If you have a business partner you're feeling kind of antsy about, the thing is it's not about them. It's about you. Like, everyone's a mirror. Like, you're that girlfriend or boyfriend or husband or wife that you don't like. The truth is, the things that you don't like about them are the things that you don't like about yourself. The things that you love about them are the things that you love about yourself. So if you can't trust your business partner, you can't trust your partner, you have to ask yourself, do you trust yourself? And that in itself, and when you start to realize that and you go, I'm living my truth now, I'm living my truth today. When you do that, all of a sudden the right people will start coming to your life. It was not until that I started living my truth that I was surrounded by some of the most powerful people on the planet that are changing the world. But the same people that I thought if I shared my truth, they would shun me and go, I don't want anything to do with that guy. Nope. They're actually my biggest cheerleaders. And they literally, with a phone call, they can make anything happen with a snap of a finger. But that didn't happen until I lived my truth. I'm not special. All of us have this opportunity. When you live your truth, the right people will come in your life, period.
Wow. Powerful. I know Robert said a moment ago. Just a second. Robert said a moment ago that we had an echo, but the fact that Joshua has been talking the most hasn't really been a problem. I'd just like to say thank you to Joshua for joining me today, and I look forward to watching your shows. And can you leave us with a thought that people can carry into the week?
It's never too late to turn your life around. It's not. It's not too late. It's only late, if you die, but it's never too late. Like those things, if you have a strained relationship with your kid, strained relationship with a partner, an ex, a friend, it's never too late to make amends. It's not. I'm proof of it. I wasted so much time running from what God called me to do. And I'm not even trying to be religious right now, but I know that all of us have a purpose. And it's never too late to stop the madness, to stop the insanity. You can choose today, right now, to turn your life around and start going, redirect yourself and go, I'm going to start walking my purpose. I'm going to take the first step. And you can do that. Every one of you get that opportunity. And that's the greatest thing about life. And the more pain that you have, means the more joy that you get to have when you decide to live your truth, to pursue your purpose. That's it.
That is one of the most powerful 30 minutes of live video that I've been part of. And I'm just blown away by it. I've got food for thought, and I'm sure that we all have. And I'm going to be watching Joshua this week, shows this week. To everybody's watched today, thank you. And we'll see you again. I'm sure we're going to get together again. That would be brilliant.
Yes, sir. I love that. Thank you for the opportunity.
You're more than welcome. That was amazing. Okay, everybody, thank you. We'll see you again soon. Bye.
God bless. Thank you, guys.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, fuck's sake. Right, I'm trying to end the broadcast. I'm not sure of how to do this. Let me just check what's happening on the page. And it's showing that I'm still there. If you are still watching, hi. The show's not closed out. I'm still on. Okay. Just a minute. I'm going to try. There is a technical problem. I just need to take a photograph. Just a second. Just need to take a screenshot. Okay, back to me. Right. Thank you, everybody, for watching the show. Thank you, Gina, for letting me know. And I just need to close that, and come back. Hopefully, I will be attending this broadcast at some point. Probably just, I think if you watch the show live today, you are lucky. I don't think that we're going to be able to get a recording of this, which is a shame. I will say thank you, Joshua, for taking part. And I will see you all again soon. Let's see if we can end this show. Bye for now. Right, I'm back. I think I'm in control now. Thank you, Gina. One of the things is that you sort of, I didn't realize I was still live totally. And, well, okay. And I just heard myself on Facebook, so that's good. Right, that was quite a show. And hopefully I'm going to end the broadcast now and we'll get a recording of it, because that was an experience for me. Meeting Joshua the first time live on air, and just grateful for everybody who joined us. So I'm going to press end broadcast now, and hopefully it will end.